Through his passion and insights, Mark has been a positive catalyst for change in our industry. What I've always most admired about Mark was how at a very early stage he had the ability to clearly articulate the transformational changes that were taking place with patients and healthcare professionals and their shift to online information channels. Congratulations, Mark, on your well-deserved recognition. Now, maybe finally, you'll answer the question that we've all been meaning to ask. Just how do you keep your hair like that all day long?
You think about a well-respected, trusted industry resource. One may think of Mark Bard. I certainly do. And Lucy does, I think, as well. Well, you know, when thinking about Mark Bard and his induction to the DTC Hall of Fame, I couldn't think of an individual who's more well-deserved. Well, I also think of Bill Drummond a bit too. But anyway, with regard to Mark, he is a fellow who put together an organization, Manhattan Research, that was the one resource that we leaned on, whether working in marketing with GSK or with Meta Pharmaceuticals, we turned to when we needed answers about consumers and what they were doing online, or physicians and what they were doing online. And think about the term e-health consumers. Mark and his team coined that term. Certainly, to this day, we still use that word when we're describing what people do online, what health consumers do online. Nevertheless, when it comes to leadership and listening, Mark really was tremendous at both. He would listen to folks to understand issues, obstacles, to kind of get an understanding of what the needs were, so he could provide resources and reports to help. And I think of those biweekly insight documents that we received. They were incredibly helpful and still are to many who work in marketing. So congratulations, Mark, for being inducted into the DTC Hall of Fame. Lucy, congratulations too. You can't see Sophia, but she does as well. We wish you all the best and look forward to seeing you soon.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today for this webinar honoring the life and works of Mark Bard. A few housekeeping items before we begin. First, please mute your phone to ensure optimal call quality for all participants. Also, as many of you have asked, the slides from this presentation will be available following the presentation by emailing clients@manhattanresearch.com. To begin, to really understand Mark, we should begin at the beginning. As an early scholar and athlete who went on to play varsity football at UNC, Mark is accustomed to breaking through tough defensive lines, preparing him to take on the world of pharma legal and regulatory teams in his latest venture, the Digital Health Coalition. Mark first took the digital health world by storm with his groundbreaking work in the health division of Cyber Dialogue in the late 90s. As many of the dot-com companies began to fall apart in the new millennium, Mark and Joe Ferris saw an opportunity to continue their work at Cyber Dialogue by starting Manhattan Research. So in an era where pharma product sites were no more than PDFs, if they existed at all, and digital health companies were going out of business left and right, Manhattan Research was born. Realizing Mark's vision for the pharmaceutical industry has been no easy task, but Mark has fought tirelessly for this vision to be realized. Along the way, he's received countless accolades, including Pharma Voice's 100 Most Inspiring People, recently being crowned a mentor and social media butterfly by MMM. He's been called the rock star of pharmaceutical marketing and one of the fastest talkers on the planet. And it's not just the digital work world where Mark pushes boundaries. Mark has redefined the acceptable speeds at which to go through easy pass lanes, the number of 5-hour energy shots one can drink in a 12-hour period. He's taken an unnecessary cross-country trip on December 19th to ensure his elite status on American Airlines for the year, redefined appropriate uses for business-related reward points, and he's held on to his Palm Centro until well after even physicians had abandoned the platform. After learning about Mark's induction into the DTC Hall of Fame, the analysts in Manhattan Research had been hard at work seeking to quantify the scope and magnitude of Mark's contribution to this industry. In doing so, we've identified what we're calling the TMBE, the Mark Bard effect, the delta between a world of pharmaceutical marketing innovation in the world with Mark Bard compared to a world without Mark Bard. Although this chart looks at the TMBE in aggregate across the industry, we are able to calculate the TMBE for your company specifically using your analyst hours. Interested clients should contact clients@manhattanresearch.com for details. With that, we all want to offer Mark our sincerest congratulations on this well-deserved achievement, and we wish him all the best. If you have any further questions, you should probably contact Joe Ferris at the Digital Health Coalition, because there's some things about Mark that are a mystery even to us all that only Joe seems to get. Thank you all for joining us today, and be well.